Up next, an American hero shares with students.
And volunteers are helping animals get back on stable ground.
All of this and much more coming up.
Frisco ISD-TV starts now.
Hi, thanks for being with us for this episode of Frisco ISD-TV. I'm Mijangos.
And I'm Barisa. Glad to have you with us. We start with It's Elementary, my dear, where students all over the district took time to celebrate our veterans.
We go to Ogle Elementary, where they welcomed a high-ranking official.
Here's Michael Ramirez with more.
A highly decorated role model came to Frisco in hopes of inspiring young children at Ogle Elementary.
My granddaughter, a year ago, she saw the significance of it and she started asking me, can I come? And I promised her, I said I would do my best to make it.
Commander Gerald Allen Cook is an aviation maintenance officer in the United States Navy.
Just think of a car dealership. You buy a car, you drive it, it needs repair, so the car comes into the shop, so the aircraft come in the shop, and I run a maintenance department that does the repair on those aircraft.
What Commander Cook saw in films at a young age became his reality.
I'm always watching movies and seeing the Navy, the Bombhard Richard was one of the old ships, and I just saw movies that showed that, you know, from years ago as a kid, and I said, that's what I want to do. I've always loved the water, I've always loved the Navy, and I love the uniforms.
He recognizes his rank, however he does not take all the credit.
And it's not so much of me being decorated as an officer, I take pleasure in doing this, but all my decorations are all because of men and women that worked hard for me to get to where I am today.
His daughter-in-law, Mijangos Cook, teaches at Ogle. She hopes students learned from his presentation.
The most important thing would be grit, to keep working hard to follow your goals. He enlisted in the military, started from the bottom, and now he's command of a ship. So that took a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication.
I thought it was really cool on how smart he is and how he can be able to spend that much time to plan out how he fixes the planes.
For some, the definition of this day is clear.
Veterans Day just means saluting the people that took their time away from their regular life to go and serve us, and I feel very thankful for living here.
Veterans Day is a day to honor those veterans that served honorably during the many wars we have had and we've gone through. So we want to recognize those individuals that have served honorably and done such a wonderful job and let them know. We also want to remember those that we've lost, but we try to make sure Veterans Day is a day to honor and celebrate their success and what they've done.
Commander Cook has made an impact on the United States and made one here as well. I'm Michael Ramirez for Frisco ISD-TV.
Thanks, Michael. Hey, Brian, do you ever take a break during school?
No, I don't, but I really should.
Well, Pearson middle school students do, and they are stretching more than their minds.
Let's go to Brandon Bird in the middle of it all.
Students at Pearson Middle School are getting up and moving with a purpose. They're turning seat time into a time to jam.
Get up, get out of your seat, and let's get ready to move.
Jam time is just a minute to move, where our students in our school get up, they move. We do anything from jumping jacks to running in place to line hop side to side. It's just a minute to get their blood moving.
I like it because we get to that's the only period where we can stand up and do stuff where we're not just sitting and writing all the time.
I like the idea because it gives you time to stand up in class and not just be sitting.
Coach Smith took his workout plan to the principal, and she agreed it was a good fit for their campus.
I was able to talk with Mrs. Wisniewski, our principal, and she loved the idea and decided, hey, let's give it a shot, and so we've started since the beginning of school this year.
Coach Smith came up with just a minute to move because he's very health conscious, and he wanted to start by doing something small that gets the whole school up and moving.
This moment during class gives students a chance to boost their education and energy.
In order to be a lifelong mover, you have to put in the time and effort in showing that this minute is crucial to their learning.
When the blood flows to your brain, you're more acceptable to learning new information, and you don't get as tired and just dreary.
I think jam time is a great way for all of us to move before we do more physical activity in PE.
We can take a break, and they do a lot of different types of exercise, so it's not just like jumping jacks. It's really fun.
Studies have shown that more movement is actually leading to better test scores, better concentration, lower behavior problems in class. Hopefully that leads them to lifelong moving and being as successful as they can be.
Let's help these students keep up the momentum for years to come. I'm Brendan Bird for Frisco ISD-TV.
Thanks, Brandon. Students throughout the Metroplex are stepping out into something new. Devin Rowland has the story.
A Frisco ISD teacher is training minds in a new approach. He has a company that's helping students at all levels reach their goals. He's balancing being both an owner and an educator.
I think when I first started teaching, I wasn't saddled with like preconceptions. So I walked into teaching and it was just a regular class, nothing special, no labels. And I pushed all those kids as hard as I could. I tried to meet them all at their own individual needs. Just make the class be something that they truly enjoy.
He tries to connect with the students very well. He really tries to talk to you and get to know you on a more personal level.
Mr. Vodder is really charismatic. He understands who we are. I've never seen him lose a school. He's always smiling and laughing even if everything's going wrong.
So Mr. Vodder is kind of a crazy personality, but in a good way. He really stretches us and challenges us to grow in areas that we might not have thought are possible.
This is Justin Vodder's second time around teaching in Frisco ISD. He started at Griffin Middle School in 2006. He left to start his company, and now he's back, leading students in independent study at Independence High School.
One of my major focuses in I think my life calling is to do what's called gifted programming, and that includes long-term talent development. Okay, so the ISM program, the Independent Student Mentorship, is a talent development program. You take kids that come in and in a field, of any field that they're choosing, and they get to reach the highest echelon possible.
Vodder's company goal is to help students find their way.
I started New Minds because I was a teacher inside the classroom, and I just kind of realized that these kids were looking for a little bit more. Like they were looking for something that allowed them to cultivate their own passion, their own talent. And so I built these programs with my business partner, Ben, that kids could just flock to, and it would meet them on an individual basis.
New Minds runs numerous programs throughout the Dallas-Fort Worth area. They recently hosted a live-action role-playing event to develop creative thinking in an interactive way.
Oh, it is fun. The card games, the tokens, the food.
I liked collecting the little medal things every time you win something. It's fun, it's competitive.
Vodder gives students the freedom to use their minds in ways beyond the norm.
There's one student that came in, for example, we did a cardboard challenge, and he walks in kind of dejected, like, oh, my mom was gonna make me be here. He sees this cardboard and it's like, what do I have to build? And we look at him and we're like, buddy, this is a day of play. You can build whatever you want. And his eyes just like, boom, on fire. Yeah, just the idea that he was given some depth and the ability to explore that depth that I don't think that you're able to get inside of a traditional school.
Helping students both on and off campus. Hopefully, Vodder's new point of view will lead to success. I'm Devin Rowland for Frisco ISD-TV.
Mr. Vodder must be busy. Thanks, Devin. Animating and bringing life to 3D objects can take time. CTE Center students are embracing it to its fullness potential. Tyson Glendenning has more.
Animation students at the CTE Center are showing character as they bring their personal stories to life.
So this project is a story that is just an animation short for them to create, and it's directly related to a real-life event that happened.
This project allows students to build upon basic skills they previously learned in the animation software Maya.
I've learned how to model, how to rig a model, or how to sort of make the model animate.
Usually, whenever you're working in the program and you're starting out, you're doing everything manually. You're moving everything, completely by hand, and we've learned to speed up this process so that it becomes easier to work with much larger objects.
We've learned a lot of new techniques, plus like going over old techniques, the fundamentals of really creating stuff in Maya.
There are many moving parts to being an animator.
The hope is that students see all aspects of the animation process, from development all the way through, producing and editing the movie.
As an animator, it's good to know these different techniques because you can create more seamless models. It's all about figuring out how to make everything exact and precise. A sloppy model can really bite you later in the process of animation.
It helps students decide if it's truly a career path they want to take.
It helps them by seeing the processes and just experimenting and seeing what they like and what they don't like, because so much of animation is just a really broad term, and our students in the beginning don't really realize. They say, I want to be an animator, but they don't understand what they can do for a living for that.
I like that you kind of create a realistic type of room, but I do not like that it's very repetitive. I think there were about 70 curves I had to create and snap 2 corners around the room. It really nails on the fundamentals and shows you how to work with the program and really get a better feel for it, so you're more equipped and you're more comfortable with it in the future for different projects and different jobs.
I think that this project is really rewarding for what I'm trying to learn in my future career. I think that it's helping me develop new skills that I didn't already have.
I'm Tyson Clendening for Frisco ISD-TV.
Thanks, Tyson. Abused animals are given a new life here in Frisco. Mary Kate Sunderman has more on what's being done to give them stability.
Piles of mud off of State Highway 121 in Frisco, Texas, there's a home that gives a second chance to many in need. Becky's Hope Horse Rescue provides a stable place for abused, injured, or abandoned farm animals.
Becky's Hope was started in 1994 after we saw a horse, which was Becky, sitting at the side of the road starving to death, and when we attempted to make calls to find out how to get her help, there was nothing.
Becky's Hope started in Waco, Texas, and moved to Frisco in February 2014.
The man who owns this land is a very nice man, very committed to this property. He was married in this barn and had his children in that house, and he doesn't want to lose this land to development. So he called me and asked if we would consider moving up here to put a charity up here for him and then for us to increase awareness.
This organization roped in life-changing opportunities when they moved to Frisco.
There was a huge need in Texas for a place for horses that were being abused, neglected, abandoned. There's only so many horses the SPCA can take, and so a lot of horses were left to die. So we started it to fill a need that was out there.
Becky's Hope Horse Rescue welcomes students beyond the fence to provide hands-on care.
We love to have students come up. The way I look at it, they are our future rescuers, and it's imperative to us to teach them what these animals have to offer.
Here at Becky's Hope, I make sure all the animals get fed. I make sure every animal has what they need as far as feed, medication, hay, water, proper turnout, just whatever keeps them happy and healthy, and a little bit fat too, never hurts. Through working with some of their horses and the people, I adopted a horse and then they adopted me. So I never left.
I run most of the fence lines. I've kind of been one of their only ranch hands here for the past, 6 to 8 months. Just kind of helping out whenever I can. Hay, feed, horses, whatever I can to do to help. I have a chance to escape and come out here and do some work, have some alone time or work with somebody, just kind of give me that ability to escape from the city, the hectic life, and kind of volunteer and help out something that needs, the volunteer work.
It takes a lot to run a place like this, so their help, whether it's cleaning buckets and mucking stalls to, just loving on a horse that needs it is more important than most people realize. So the students have made a great impact on our place.
It's a really good experience. It's something that you can put on your resume, hey, I've done this, I've done, manual labor for a ranch, that kind of deal. And so it's something to put on your resume, but it's also something that, I accomplished something today, something that you can kind of feel good about.
Becky's Hope is determined to get animals back on the right trail, leaving a path of awareness along the way. I'm Mary Kate Sunderman for Frisco ISD-TV.
I wish I could work that often with animals.
Me too. It's always good to have experience like that.
Thanks Mary Kate for that story. That's all for this episode.
Be sure to join us next time for more on a student who's puzzling others with his talents.
And jump into a club that's turning it around.
I'm Brian Barisa.
And I'm Mijangos. Thanks for watching.